What is up, Team Boosted? And by Team Boosted, of course, I mean the 2,500 of you who regularly watch all of our videos. And a special welcome to the 2 or 3 people YouTube might recommend as new guests to our channel.
The garage in the exact same position as we left off in the last video.
We haven't actually done anything about that. You know, I had some more eye visits because my eyeball melted. We had a lot of stuff to do with the business, which funds the project. So today, hopefully, we can get this driving and turn up the boost and have some fun. We got to do a bunch of boring shit first. Devin's got to clean up all this wiring. I got to install an alternator.
Fluids.
We're gonna make another ghetto side exit exhaust. We're probably not gonna film every second of it because it's important that we get the car on the road today. Because we have a deadline with this thing. Supposed to be getting it wrapped and all sorts of stuff. It's important that it runs and we have all of the kinks worked out because it's an entirely new setup. So we have to get it on the run to actually diagnose any of those things. So we're just gonna be working our ass off getting this off the stands and on the road. Put the shit in montage mode.
Let's do it.
So our side exit exhaust consists of a double V-band because that's the only way. This used to be on the Porsche, but we're gonna get a different one. That's the only way to fit. A 90-degree 3-inch elbow, this weld-on cheap resonator, and if you see this line here, that's what I need to cut off for this to land at the appropriate spot to come out of this hole. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do. So I'm going to modify this elbow so it welds to this at the right angle. This is slip over, so it'll be really easy to weld. It'll also be really easy to weld the other piece to it, but if you just look, it comes in at the wrong angle for the hole that's previously made. Pretty simple, pretty ghetto, but this whole car is proof that doesn't need to look pretty to go fast.
Yeah, we got a coolant leak over here.
Coolant leak.
Yeah. Alright, so we just got around to starting to put everything back together and we put coolant in it. The water pump immediately started leaking. So we've taken everything back apart. Luckily AutoZone down the road has the gasket. We just reused the old one, which is always a bad idea. You should always get new gaskets. So I'm off to go grab that. And JP is starting on fabricating up this exhaust over here.
Right, so I got the first tack done. It now goes at the proper angle. Be shooting at the hole there. So now I just gotta dick around with all this 3-inch pipe, just get it to come out here, and then cut it unflush because I know you guys hate that. It's gonna be even worse than the last time.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
And we determined that we're not gonna get this done by sundown. So instead of going and getting a gasket, I'm just gonna RTV on this water pump here, let it sit overnight, and then we should be good to drive in the morning.
Yeah, we're gonna finish the exhaust and see how that sounds tonight, and then we'll just spend all day tuning it tomorrow on the streets. See if anyone wants to race Devin. So this is the Ghetto Fab Exhaust V2. You guys will be happy that this is actually cut flush this time, and it's not sticking out of the car at a weird angle. Basically, I just did some 15-degree pot cuts. If I had a TIG welder, I could have done really thin ones and made it look really good. But you work with what you got. This lined up just right, and Devin's gonna weld this up because I suck ass at welding. And we'll slap this on the car and show you guys how it sounds.
So I ghetto rigged the wires back up. We're pretty sure everything is in order, and we have the ghetto fabbed exhaust on there, and we're trying to hear that thing. Hopefully we didn't fuck up or miss anything. Sounds fucking awesome. All right, guys, it's day 2, and we're gonna see about getting this thing on the road and doing some sweet street tuning. I'm gonna start off by using this sweet little milk funnel I made and putting the coolant back in to see if we took care of that leak. All right, it is confirmed. There is no leak. There's no buildup right here, which is what we were getting yesterday. So I'm gonna slap the pulleys on, get that alternator bracket on there, the alternator on there, wire it up, clean up this EDIS, and we'll go from there.
We're running into some problems that pretty interesting the way that you solve them. Some of you think that you never use high school math ever in your life, but I'm about to prove you wrong. So this new pulley with the teeth on the bottom, the 36-1 we need to make EDIS work, is bigger than the other pulley, and because of that our old serpentine belt doesn't quite fit. So that means that we need to get one that's longer, obviously. You almost never need custom serpentine belts because just about, you know, with every engine that's ever been made, there's probably a belt that is the length that you need. You just need to find out what length you need. So this was interesting. I have the old pulley over here, and it uses the smaller of the two. So the outside is 6, which is the size that's in there now, but this one's 4.5 on the inside. So I need to find out how much more belt that requires. Well, then all you really need is the circumference calculation, which is your diameter times pi. So this one takes a belt surface of 14.3 inches. The new one takes a belt surface of 18.8 inches. So that means that the new serpentine belt needs to be about 4 inches longer. One more thing you need to take into account, and this is very important. You need to make sure, well, you have to take into account how much surface of the pulley the belt touches. So when this tensioner is out, this comes straight up. The belt only accounts for half of this, so we don't need a belt that's 4 inches. We need one that's about 2 inches longer. So that's important. It's not affected by the entire difference of the pulley, only by about half of it. So one that's about 1.5 or 2 inches bigger should be good for us.
And for those of you that suck at math and don't even want to attempt that, the way I would have gone about this would probably be taking a string and putting it around and trying to get a rough estimate that way.
There she blows. That was exciting. Okay, so we finally got it out of the garage.
Everything is hooked back up as it should be, and it looks pretty dope.
Every time you change a bunch of stuff, your tune might be different, especially if you add a different turbo. So Devin and I are just going to go through, make sure it's idles correctly and everything like that. I'm going to leave the hood off just so we can quickly examine things if anything goes wrong. You know, obviously fire extinguisher, we've already had a gas leak, so this is the last time it's going to look like this before the wheels come in, because then we're chopping up the fenders. It's going to get a lot wider. By that I mean like 2.5 inches, not super wide. So we went out for the first drive with all the new stuff. The smoking is just the exhaust burning off the oil that was in there, but we can't really drive it any farther from our house because the brakes aren't working.
Yeah, the brakes are not good.
We did the 4-piston brake upgrade, and then we didn't do anything about the reservoir, so I think we need to replace the brake booster in the reservoir to get them to work properly.
Yeah, we don't know if the brake booster's, you know, busted or anything, but might as well replace that anyway. With that all being said, we're gonna work our way home. We got a few blocks to go. Hopefully nobody's gonna be in our way, and we'll show you guys what we're up to.
Hopefully we don't die.
Yeah,
hopefully it starts. The tune's shit now that everything's different.
Yeah, you can see it's making a lot of changes in there, taking away a lot of fuel.
I kind of, you know, I foolishly expected to just be able to get in it and rip it and hit 30 psi, but it's not how these things go.
Now we got a new turbo and a brand new ignition system, so. Those little tiny mirrors are super duper helpful though.
Yeah, they are.
Sweet, even though it's a piece of garbage.
Yeah, the wastegate makes it so loud.
Oh man,
that's just, I'm stopping on it as hard as I can right now.
Yeah, we need to handle those brakes ASAP. We got some things to do, but we got her back on the road. spins a hell of a lot longer than the last one.
So done. Alright guys, that's going to wrap this one up. If you haven't noticed, we're a little bit tired. That's definitely because it just takes a lot of work to do something like this on a timeline, and then we also have boosted shades we have to actually do to pay for these projects. So if we seem a little bit tired, it's just because we're trying to get this shit done by the end of the month.
It's because we are.
Yeah. The car runs though, it still leaks out of the rear main, so like, I don't know, at this point do we just accept that when you shut the car off it's gonna drip 3 times, just keep cardboard in the driveway? I really don't give a shit. It doesn't leak enough where it would, be noticeable, or we'd have to put like oil in it all the time, so I definitely don't want to pull the engine again to address that. It probably needs a new crankshaft.
We'll fix it down the road.
For right now, that turbo spool is so much faster than the old whole set that used to be on it. We got to fix those brakes though. Don't know what's up with that. The brakes seem to work fine when we pulled the car in, and now they don't. Maybe we just didn't bleed them enough. We'll figure that out. Lots of stuff to do, but you guys can expect the Datsun to go much faster in the next video. For this one though, Devin's going to pick a winner for the giveaway. If you guys are new here, awesome, that's great. We give away products from boostedshades.com every single video. If you guys would like to win, all you have to do is like, subscribe, and comment. Even if you guys don't win, please check out boostedshades.com. It is the best way to support us.
Alright, this video's winner is Andrew Waters.
Alright, you can hit us up at Teamboosted at boostedshades.com, or through any of our social media platforms. We will get back to you and ship you your prize. Like I said earlier, like, subscribe, and comment to win. The comment could be anything, but sometimes we ask you guys stuff. Just now the brakes stopped working on me. That was pretty terrifying. Before that, some unfilmed footage. We were ripping down the road and I didn't have brakes. When you guys saw us, it had been after we pulled over, and the engine was smoking all sorts of shit. So that was actually really scary. We want to know what the scariest experience you've had in your car was.
Coming up on intersections hot is definitely fucking terrifying.
It doesn't stop. Like at 20 miles an hour, if I give it, full beans, it still takes probably 100 feet. So, yeah.
It needs to be addressed ASAP.
When you saw that last clip there, when the wastegate opens, I wanted to keep flooring it up to the red line that I set, but then I remembered I got no brakes, so that's not the best idea. If someone ran out into the road, they would totally be dead.
Yeah, super duper dangerous. Don't do that. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.